Cruise news time, and boy, it's popping this morning. We've got Royal Caribbean busting hard some cheaters on the world's largest cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas. We've got another cruise line dropping its pre-cruise testing, a location that hasn't seen cruise ships in a couple years, getting to see cruise ships, and we've got another cruise ship that's going to be featured on a TV show, which is exciting, and it happened again last night. The worst faux pas ever when it comes to cruise shows, cruise live entertainment, and this is the most egregious example I've ever seen of it. They had to restrain me from going and tackling these people. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your trick-or-treat Halloween edition, October the 31st, 2022. In your face, I would like a bit of honey in my plastic jack-o'-lantern head. What's your favorite Halloween candy? What are you hoping to get at the door tonight? Every time I go to the door now, they look at me like, where's your kid? And so I have had to stop trick-or-treating. I'm just kidding. I never went trick-or-treating as an adult. All right, cruise news and my views for your face. Cruise news story number one. This story continues to unfold. This story hit the news again today, and I realized I never covered it. Royal Caribbean bus cheaters on the world's largest cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas. This happened in Barcelona, and the events happened all the way back in August. It happened before my birthday. This was a pre-birthday cheating scandal that unfolded on the Wonder of the Seas, and it went like this. There were three people working in cahoots together to cheat a poker game, and poker may be one of the easiest games to cheat. You just got to have more than a few people at the table, and the way this cheating scandal went down is it was a team of three that would hit the poker table. Two players would sit next to each other and basically exchange card information, or they would try to get out of a hand or get in a hand when it would be advantageous. And then there was a third person in the team, and their job was to distract the croupier. I love the fact that this article used the croupier word. Croupier. There was a great movie that we saw. I don't know when it was from, but it has that title, Croupier. It's on one of the streaming services. It's an old movie, but it's very interesting. But yeah, so the security team in the casino there on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, they spotted this collusion. I want to use as many of these words as possible. Cahoots, collusion. They recognized this collusion. They brought in the authorities from Barcelona. So when these cheaters got busted, they were found to have a pile of cash with them. 37,000 euros, I believe it was, or pounds or dollars. Either way, 37,000 of something. And they are awaiting their next stage in the justice system there in Barcelona. I guess it shouldn't be surprising. I mean, when you go somewhere where there's piles of money and people that are okay, maybe losing some money, shouldn't be surprising that there's nefarious characters out there trying to put their hands on it in a less than legitimate way. But yeah, just a cautionary tale. Pay attention to what's going on at the poker table, and pay attention to what you're doing with your money in the casino. Do you have casino management skills? I'm taking applications. No, leave a comment below. Cruise news story number two. We have a story about Holland America Line. They have dropped their pre-cruise testing protocols for most regular cruises. This includes even their 15-day Panama Canal cruise. This brings Holland America in line with other cruise lines that have been dropping their pre-cruise testing as we move to what feels like the next phase of protocols post-pandemic. There will be some cruises that still require testing, but those will be few and far between. As always, if you're cruising on Holland America Line, make sure you check with the cruise line to find out what the latest protocols are. But yeah, here we are. I'm on the Carnival Horizon. I didn't have to test to get on board. I didn't have to show my vaccine card. We're in a different place when it comes to cruising. There's very little mask usage on this cruise ship or on the last cruise ship that I was on. So definitely seems like we're moving to a different place when it comes to cruising in 2022. 2023 may feel as normal as 2019. It will be interesting to see how the cruise industry rebounds as these protocols continue to evaporate. Cruise news story number three is a celebration of cruise ships returning to a cruise port that has been unvisited for over 2 years. This time we're talking about Adelaide in South Australia. The Australia cruise restart has been underway for a little bit now, but there's still cities there that have not seen a cruise ship, and well, Adelaide is the next one. Let me tell you some of these cities here. I'm probably going to butcher the names, apology in advance, but I do love the names of the cities here. It's going to be the P&O Pacific Explorer. It left Sydney, Australia, and will visit Port Lincoln and Penishaw on Kangaroo Island. How about that? What kind of vision? It's so weird. Like, if you've never been to a country, I think our mind plays tricks on us. We have these preconceived notions. So when you say Kangaroo Island, I'm picturing what it sounds like. Just a bunch of kangaroos jumping around with joeys in their pouch, that kind of thing. That'd be cool to have a pouch to put a joey in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it's not like that at all. But that's South Australia. And again, we celebrate as cruising returns to places where cruising hasn't been. Of course, we hope for safe and healthy cruising, but excited that people who love to cruise will be able to get back on the high seas. Anybody on the P&O Pacific Explorer there in South Australia, please leave a comment below. Good day to you, and much luck with the joey in your pouch. That sounds weird just to say it like that, but I like it. Leave a comment below. Now I got to tell you about another cruise ship that's going to be featured on the television. We'll see how you guys like that. I also have to tell you about the whack-a-moles that caused the scene in the show last night. And I got a special thing that I have to show you. But before I do all of those things, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please here we'll do a Halloween version. Cruising. Boo. Boo. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Look, a quick shout out to my 71-year-old mother. As much as I hate the showtime in the Carnival dining room, she got up and shaked her groove thing to an old Tina Turner classic last night. The beautiful woman on the left shaking her groove thing is my mother. How about that? Get it, mama. Get it. I love you. I'm glad you're on this cruise with us. All right, let's talk about the cruise ship that's going to be featured on a television show. I talked to a lot of people on this cruise that absolutely do not like the new Love Boat. I only got through one episode, honestly, and the cheese factor was too heavy to overcome all of the cool shots of the ship. And I think they've even moved it around a little bit. Are you still watching The Real Love Boat? Is anybody finding love? I don't know. I dropped out of it. Now, this next appearance of a cruise ship on a TV show, I think I can tolerate because it's one of my favorite TV shows when it comes to nautical stuff. Below Deck. Do you know Below Deck? It is a semi-quasi-reality show that happens on luxury yachts all over the world. You get to see some cool places, and you get to see how the rich and famous live, which is pretty cool. But that show comes on the Bravo network, and the bigwig over at the Bravo network is Andy Cohen. He's kind of a leader at the network, but he's also an on-air personality, and he has these interview shows, and they have tagged a celebrity cruise ship for what's a mega interview. They're going to be on the Celebrity Beyond interviewing all of the captains of the Below Deck ships. These include Captain Lee, Captain Sandy, Captain Glenn, Captain Jason, and Captain Carey. I don't know who Captain Jason and Captain Carey are, so I haven't really watched these shows lately, but I definitely know who Captain Lee and Captain Sandy are. And so Andy Cohen is going to sit down on the Celebrity Beyond and interview these guys, and then this is going to be on the Bravo TV. So it's not as, pervasive as The Real Love Boat. But I do think this will be a nice spotlight opportunity for Celebrity Cruise Ship Celebrity Beyond. Really a beautiful piece of hardware, Celebrity Beyond. So it's going to be cool to see it presented to a mass audience already interested in sailing because of the Below Deck franchise. So maybe this will mean some more business for Celebrity. Pretty exciting stuff. How about that? Way to go, Celebrity Beyond. Can't wait to see you on the television, the TV. All right, let me transition into grumpy old man Tony mode if I can. Last night we went to this show called Vintage Pop, where they basically mix today's popular songs with the 1920s style. So it was like people in zoot suits. It was the Club Deco. It was Flapper Girls. It's all that kind of stuff. And it was in the Liquid Lounge. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Liquid Lounge, it is not only a stage, but it is also a dance floor. And so the shows that happen in the Liquid Lounge will make use of both. There'll be a stage component, and then the performers will come down onto the dance floor. They'll dance. They'll get up on these little side things and dance. And so that's the setup. And so during the big finale last night, the performers were on stage, and the performers were on the floor, and the show was almost over. And two guys came in dressed very dapperly because it was formal night. and walked in the middle of the performance. I mean, like if I was up there dancing, like some guy in a suit is now behind me trying to get to a seat off to the side for the last 45 seconds of the show. I wasn't filming it. I mean, you know, of course I wish I was, but man, I was like, if I was a performer, I would have done it. You ever see somebody kind of run onto a football field and one of those big linebackers accidentally get out there and knock them down like that? I feel like if I was a dancer doing the 20s stuff, I would have just... What is wrong with people? How do you go to a live performance and walk in the middle of the performance? I mean, like, how oblivious are you to what's going on around you that you walk in the middle of a performance with laser lights? That's not you, is it? Don't do that. And if it's somebody in your traveling party, pull them to a side and shame them into never doing it again. That's crazy. That's the craziest interruption I've ever seen in a show. Do you have one that tops that? Leave a comment below. And look, I've been known to take my rants to a different level. I did make this video, 15 Reasons Not to Cruise, kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. If you want some more tongue-in-cheek enjoyment, check out this video next. 15 Reasons Not to Cruise. This is Tony for Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.